$833 a year in taxes per year between all three parcels. With this project, at 50% build out, it's $20 million a year, and at 100% build out, it's $40 million per year. That's over 5,000 times what it currently has in tax revenue today. This allows for the funding of schools, for public infrastructure, for parks and rec, for police, fire, and EMS that make life safe for residents, for arts and culture. Across the board, and still continue to operate this with just Project Delta. And this is how it's spent. And so the question really for the group is, with all of the budget that you currently have of 74.9, adding $40 million a year equals what? My job, and I'm in the business of creating economic development that supports, that can be taxed by you guys, and the decision y'all make is how it's spent responsibly in the community. And there's many ways, from schools, parks and rec, police and fire, infrastructure, and arts and culture, that make daily life better and safer, and for Stokes County residents today and in the future. So rezoning timeline and next steps. We put out a number of we had a PIM meeting. So the first question is about Stokes County Planning Board, and we talk about how it does not consider the $40 million a year or the jobs. The second is, this is not well defined in local zoning, and we're saying these conditions are explicit, and they run with, and they're among the most responsible conditions of all the projects I've done. This is being done with very enforceable conditions to ensure responsible development. 100% of all known cultural significant areas are in the floodplain, and those will not be developed. If we do find others, we follow the laws and we do what is right and what is responsible. And I've collected phone numbers from some of the groups that will speak tonight to make sure that we're coordinated. We are not developing the Dan River. There's been people saying that we are. We will not be touching the Dan River. People talk about jobs. We're not just bringing 25 jobs, we're bringing 250 to 500 jobs, and we're paying for our infrastructure to do this. And then power rates. Duke Energy has publicly stated that data centers help keep it affordable for residents, not the other way around. That is really important. And then the last thing, whether it's future land use maps or others, the site is surrounded by M1 and M2 land uses and directly adjacent to Blues Creek, which is Duke Energy's steam station. So just to illustrate this, and we'll be done.
Archaeological sites and historic properties, that includes above ground resources as well. Next slide, please. I just want to point out a couple of things at this high level phase, because we have not completed detailed analyses yet. But at this stage, as of today, the known archaeological sites that are significant, that's an important term, those that have been determined eligible for the National Register are located in the floodplain, and those sites are being avoided. It's likely that as part of the federal permitting process that there will be additional archaeological studies that will be necessary, and ELS is 100% committed to following any state and federal regulations to make sure that archaeology and historic resources are considered as part of the development process.
Thank you, Sean. There have been a number of questions about timeline and next steps, and so we'll hit on these briefly. But the goal is to rezone, now and move forward through to engineering, which takes a year to 2 years, and then begin site prep, and then phase 1 of the vertical, and then phase 2. So with this rezoning, there will not be shovels in the ground tomorrow. This is the beginning of a conversation, and my commitment is, and I've made my email available to everyone, my phone number available to everyone. For all the people that speak, for all the people that are interested, we have a listserv. My commitment is to continue to engage with the community to make sure that this is something that works and is done responsibly. And all of the development standards that we're putting in here are very responsible development practices. This does not happen overnight. It takes a considerable amount of time, and we have to work with the county on site planning, which is really important. Community benefits. Okay, so that's how we manage all of the negative externalities that people are concerned with, but ultimately we're trying to do that responsibly. The benefits are really strong here with Project Delta. So local jobs and career creation. This is what puts food on the table for families. If you look around North Carolina, there's a track record of data centers delivering jobs. Not 25 jobs, not 50, but hundreds of jobs. Project Delta will do the same. We're estimating 250 to 500 jobs. In addition to those 250 to 500 on-site jobs for Project Delta, we're estimating over 1,000 construction jobs for the several years of construction. So there's a lot of different trades that benefit, but think electricians, plumbers, HVAC specialists, grading, restaurants, local businesses. I've had a number of local business owners approach me saying, here's my card, please make sure we get work, because they're looking for ways to grow their business. This is not just a vote for one project, this supports an ecosystem of businesses in Stokes County. There's a ripple effect. Additionally, there's permanent jobs. These are not just any old jobs, these are very high paying jobs, all over, on average, over $100,000. So we included some samples. This isn't just us making up with averages. We're being very clear. There's operations, there's facilities and mechanical, there's management, and there's network delivery. These are the jobs of the future. This is what people are doing to work on digital infrastructure to enable our lives today. And by bringing these jobs with Project Delta, we're bringing great jobs into Stokes County.